make sure, because I mean, they have 400, you don't know if they're taking any new people, so I strongly suggest that we move in this direction, and redo our policy. I don't want to get too stuck on what worked or didn't work in the past. Let's look at the future, and let's just try to make things better.
I agree. Like I said, we did drop the ball. I think mostly I would blame us on that. The organization was standing by, but I think the way this organization works is more of a spoon-fed type of thing, where they give you, this is what, it's like homework, whereas the other organization just basically send you.
I don't think they offer it.
Well, they don't offer that. They don't offer. They did not offer the same services as this organization did. And I believe when we talked about it the last time, I don't know if it was this company was the other one we were talking about, but the organization we chose was more expensive than this company.
Yeah, I was surprised at his price.
Yeah, and especially the updates, because that's where if you spend a year, 14 months putting the policy manual together, and then I have my original policy manual from 16 years ago. It makes a really good doorstop. But now with the ability to put it in a PDF and put it in a Word and put it on our website, so we could have our entire policy manual on our website and it be updated at least 8 times a year, I think would be helpful. The only question I would have to Chris is the funding of it.
You've got to work on your policy, you've got to get your policy manual up to date. There are some areas that it's...
Oh, locally, you know.
Yes. It's one of those things that whether you want to or not, I will have to find the funds to do it no matter which way you're going to do it. It's not something that you can really say, as he puts it, because I've gone through the process with him recently, and I went through the process with the other company. They push on the administration to get them to where you get the proof copy, and that's really where the board gets involved. So by the time you get it, it's 80–90% finished.
Yeah,
but
we sat in meetings with a
takes
piece of paper saying, well, check with the superintendent on that, and what about this? And so
And
if
the
it comes to us
process-
with all that checked,
the process that he described is that it does come, and centrally, Dr. Johnson will assign, my assumption is, we'll do what we do, assign the finance section to him, assign the facility section to him, assign the curriculum section to, and say, okay, you've got a month to get through it, see what it is that needs to be done, put it together. Mr. Johnson at that point, Dr. Johnson, then we send it to them, they come in to us with, okay, here's what you sent us. Do you do this, do you do that, do you do this, do you do that, do you, and that 5 hours, nobody leaves the room. Then it goes back up, and that's when the proof comes. And that's where, when he's speaking about with regard to the board's input, that's at that point, your policies are already there. We've given you the input that we can. Now you sit there, and in the last district I was in, they used to attempt one area a month after they got back to the proof. And it wasn't that difficult because, as he put it, 90% of a policy is statute. And he's identified the areas that you can come in with options that you want to do, as well as the other group does too. They push the process, they make it, and he was honest with you. It took us just about exactly a year, and we had a complete policy.
The amazing thing is, things change so much, but after that year, there'll be things that have to change.
Well, that's why I
Look
like
at they
the
bring you up
update.
to date.
I mean, it's $2,400 a year, but it's, if you just spend $13,000 putting the policy manual together and you're not going to update it, it's also going to be a doorstop.
And another 13,000 2 years from now.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But as Dr. Johnson just said, it's worth it.
Now, I'll make a suggestion.
Put it on your
If I'm-
agenda.
Yeah, well, I was gonna make a suggestion, since the two other members are not here and the chairman is not here, that we communicate with them as to what took place, and hopefully we can vote on it next week.
Okay.
To approve this. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I have Mr. Monroe, Logan, to give a thumbnail sketch of the bullying policy.
Okay.
So that you have some idea of what it is, and of course you can read it thoroughly, but it is very broad now. When I say broad, involving board members, superintendent, and other folks as far as training and things like that. That he will just hit on, which I appreciate his taking time.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. I'm just going to give you a short synopsis of the policy. It is very broad. Most of the policy that was already in place still remains in place. So this was additional law that could easily fit into it, but it is broad. Board members now have to be trained. All staff members have to be trained. All teachers, bus drivers, maintenance people, anyone having anything to do with schools and school children have to be trained. Also, anyone having to do with school children that come in and out of the school as a district employee has to report immediately any incidents that they think might be an incident of bullying. They have to physically walk over and report that to the building principal immediately. And then I have 24 hours to start an investigation. Other things are, again, teachers are required to have 2 hours of training. Board members may need a little bit more. Administrators will need a little bit more. We also have to have a specialist in each building that takes care of, that oversees the bullying policy. So when complaints come in, they will be the person that will go out and investigate the policy. Now that could be the principal's designee, it could be the principal. In some buildings that's going to be tough because principals cover 2 buildings. But the complaints do have to be investigated. They have to be investigated. The investigation needs to start within 2 days, and it has to be a written report of the outcome of the investigation. Parents have to be notified immediately when the claim comes in. We can't decide whether it is legitimate or it's not. We need to notify parents immediately when the claim comes in. Other things that need to be done, a committee in the schools each school has to have a committee to improve climate and culture. So that's a combination of teachers, a parent, a student, and they work on improving, reducing the incidence of bullying and intimidation. Those are the major portions of the bill. The other thing is that there are consequences for people that do not report incidents in a timely fashion, and also there are consequences for people that report incidents of abuse or HIV, and they are found to be not credible. So if they're doing it to get at someone, there are consequences. It lists a variety of consequences for students, teachers, and all members of the school community that are involved in bullying. So it's just not kids, it's adults too. It's teacher to teacher, teacher to student, student to teacher. It's broad and it's encompassing. It will require the district resources to train teachers. I don't have a price on that yet. I have looked into it. They're going to get back to me tomorrow. School boards have a program where they train administrators. I don't know what the cost of that is either. But there will be some training available through the state via online training, however. They haven't set that up yet, and also some funding from the state for training. However, they've admitted that they don't have any money. So it would primarily be on the district at this point to do the funding. And we should begin that fairly soon. Any questions? Yes.
Have they given you a particular deadline as to when all of this is to be implemented?
Well, it starts September the 1st.
Okay.
So plans have to be submitted to the county superintendent September the 1st, the approved plans.
So is that a plan that includes how the professional development is going to be?
No,
written?
just the policy itself.
Okay,
The policy.
which includes all that language.
All the names that they have.
But just no timeline.
No, there's no timeline, but the policy goes into effect September 30th.
So you should bring your people up to speed.
So we
as soon as
bring them up as
possible.
fast as possible. Some people get more training than others, like building specialists would get more training than others because they go out and turnkey some additional training that teachers don't receive those 2 hours, they have 2 hour time. Any other questions?
I will want to sit with you to sort of outline all of those things that have to be done or have you done that. Outline them, pull them out, all of that verbiage, so that principals will know they need to establish a committee and,
Yes.
you know, things. I mean, you don't have to have that now.
Okay, well, we do have there are little thumbnails of everything that has to be done.
Oh, okay, all right.
There's
that's what I'm
also
talking
forms that need to be filled out.
about. Okay, all right,
All right, so all of that's done. It just needs to be presented to the principal.
okay.
Okay.
And do you want to do that at our first meeting, or?
Yeah, it's been suggested that I do that. I talked to John today, and we want to sit down and talk about it.
Okay, all right, okay, very good. I appreciate that, and that was a clear explanation, kind of things I remember.
Okay, anything, any other questions?
Thank you.
All right.
Did you bring an umbrella?
No, I didn't, but the car is right outside. It's like a horse, I whistle with a car.
For a short time period, all of the information together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay.
We're gonna do business. Turn the meeting over to.
Does it expedite the process any, because this is an agenda?
It's only one
Reading that we do it tonight, does that expedite the process for you?
I would say yes. You already have a policy.
Right.
This is merely some
Amendment.
adaptation. So, yes, that would be great.
Just take one reading.
Yeah. So if you allow that to be your reading.
Okay.
I don't know, that wasn't a number, that was asking company. I think.
Oh, it's not it? Okay, well, I would like to make a motion that we accept it.
There has to be, president, if you'd like to, take comment on this, we can discuss it, not going to the public.
Sure.
It might be, but I don't remember it being,
So tonight, somebody has to talk to you about it.
yes, she did, yes, she did. It is for her.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Number 55.
Make it
Number
up.
55, right?
Oh, it is, you have a
Yeah,
number,
that's
right?
on the agenda, so it's already had a public comment on the item.
Right.
Well, okay. When we get
And
through it, I'll
I'm
make that
gonna-
motion later.
Okay, and I'm going to ask the board, that even though you've given me the authority to hire staff, when I can give you the staff, I'd rather you see it first.
Oh, yeah.
So I have some people on here that I would like you to approve.
Okay, we'll do it with that.
Yeah,
then.
right,
Okay.
and then we have 2 people that are retiring, leaving the district, and they receive compensation. If we can do that tonight, then they can get their compensation next week, I think. So I'd appreciate that being done. So I have a list of the staff that need to be hired. We'll take that as number 55, and then number 57 is 2 people left. Okay?